I don't listen to any podcasts.
What?
Now that I think about it. Do you?
That's a confession.
That is a confession. You're right.
Yeah, I listen to really weird ones though. Like ghost
like
podcasts.
You just have
Okay.
You just have them in
Brady,
your ear?
you went dirty, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like what kind of kink thing are we getting?
You know, right? Because Kelly's our scandalous one.
So you literally just pop in
Confessions
some
after
earbuds
porn.
and walk around and listen to podcasts?
Yeah, like if I'm cleaning or something, or if I'm like going to be in the car for a while. But like I don't just like sit and listen to them.
No.
You just get up one day, you're like, I'm going to have some eggs and just sit here and stare out the window and listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Wonder what directions in my life am I taking to get me here.
I guess I listen to the murder mystery ones.
Yeah.
I've listened to them on like a long car trip. But I started realizing that they're just kind of like stretching.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then they met Laura, which there were a lot of questions about. And then they were like, but then Laura, they couldn't get a hold of her. So now we fast forward back to Larry. And then Laura came into the picture. And we have lots of questions for Laura. And I was just like, oh my God, can we just talk to Laura and stop pushing this off for 3 episodes?
So welcome to the Single Lady Lifestyle Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, this doesn't mean you have to behave. It just means you're going to start talking about other things, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Single ladies at heart.
Single ladies at heart. Yeah, we've invited Kelly's with me today. We're together again. We took a couple weeks apart. Yeah, I did miss you. I'm glad we're back together.
Me too.
We invited guests today. Yeah. Do you want me to introduce them?
Yeah, you introduce me.
Okay. Well, you just met him today,
Yeah.
so this is fun. So, welcome Brady and Devin. Brady is my, let's see if you guys can follow along, ex-brother-in-law, but consider him family. And Devin is his, what's your term?
Partner.
Boyfriend?
Yeah,
Lover?
I think, yeah.
Okay, you're
You
his
know.
Mate.
mate.
Oh, God.
Like we're in Australia, this is mate.
Like,
Mate.
we've been paired together to mate for the...
Oh my
It
God.
was an agreement between 3 cows.
An old-
Traded.
Our parents got together and
On a
arranged
bridge.
this.
at Christmas. And made the deal, like old school.
Uh-huh.
Did you have a dowry? Sorry.
We have a registry at Target.
Pottery barn?
Pottery Barn. What else? Dollar General.
Mm.
Because you want to like a variety of places.
Yes,
Yeah.
we really want to cover the whole, we have rich friends, we have poor friends, we
love them all.
we love them all.
That's awesome. So we
want them all to give me presents.
we want them all to be able
I've
to
got to
buy.
get as many presents as possible out of this.
That's awesome. Well, we had the idea to have you guys on just to literally talk about life, right?
Yeah.
And
Life, relationships,
all the things. So that's
everything in
what,
between.
yeah, that's what we're doing. All right. Well, do you guys want to just start us off? Introduce yourselves. Tell everybody who you are. We're big in Japan, so.
Wow.
Oh,
well,
konnichiwa.
hello.
Yeah.
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 Well, I'm Brady. Shepherd.
Shepard.
Shepard. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I do loans. All kinds of loans.
For whatever you want, I give you money.
Yeah. No, residential, land, farm, anything
Dairy farm.
and above. Yep. All of that.
Is that one still kicking?
Sadly, no. We had to take a beat on that.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Life
We'll
goes on.
revisit it next year.
Yeah, life goes on. All right.
I'm Devin Jung. I'm the last name is Swedish. I'm a hardcore Swede with dark hair, green eyes. Blonde hair, blue eyes is out.
It's not.
I'm bringing the new Swede back.
Did it ever go away?
Did it ever go away?
Was it gone?
It
Justin
was
Timberlake has a song about
Just
it. Bringing
sidebar.
it
Just
back.
sidebarred for a minute.
Sidebar, yeah.
I'm in the so most of my background is in hospitality. I've been mostly in like hotel world with Marriott and all those types of companies. But now, since the pandemic, I've been in the medical field, oddly enough.
Yeah.
I kind of, to bring back a little stability back into my life. So now I'm a director at a medical facility where I cater to 50 plus families, make sure that their loved ones are having comfortable stays with us, and I deal with the good and the problem solving of that. So we do fun stuff, and I also do the problem solving stuff.
You
So
had a nice little philosophy earlier about how you have honed your problem solving skills over the years. Would you like to share that?
that I thrive in chaos.
Yeah.
Is that the words?
I
That
think
was
it's
using?
because you've learned your critical thinking skills by being a video gamer.
Video games has contributed to that.
Yeah. Okay.
But we had a reporter in that was asking how everything was not too long ago, and he was just like, so how's this, how's that? And I was like, okay, let me. And then I go, oh, and he was like, so how are you enjoying that? And I go, well, I find that I thrive in chaos. And he took his pen to his paper and wrote that down. And I was like, no.
Like, oh shit.
You go, oh my
You're gonna
God,
put- that's the thing
What did I
that's going to
just say?
make it in the paper.
It's totally what's making
Or
it in the paper.
or whatever
The
it was going to be
headline.
on.
Thrive
Yeah.
in chaos.
I don't know what I was getting myself
Chaos in
into.
the medical facility.
Yeah.
Devin, complete chaos.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to
He's like, I didn't catch the entire quote, so I just shorthanded it.
like a beat reporter.
Devin, chaos.
Like a-
Got it.
Okay.
But when it comes to people's health and their care, let me tell you, it's a lot to sort through and keep everybody happy. So,
Yeah. Do you like it?
you know what? It's one of those things where I learn something every day. I mean, I even had a part where I was checking on a family member a lot, and the daughter pulled me out and goes, do you think that's appropriate to talk to my father about if he's doing okay? And I was like, that's my job.
What do you want me to ask him?
Yeah, I went in there and I was like, hey, I wanted to make sure that we resolved everything. How's everything now? Is everything wonderful? He's like, I'm getting everything I need. My daughter might have a problem with, that was all my daughter doing that. And I was like, completely understand. I'm glad you're doing well. Thank you.
Yeah.
2 hours later, the daughter shows up and she pulls me out and she goes, how dare you talk to my father
In that voice.
about any issues
Yeah,
that he might.
exactly.
And I'm like, that's what I do. Isn't that a good thing? So that was a first for me. So even, there's the obvious issues that you address, and then there's like that comes and throws you a little curveball. So it's like, okay,
Well,
I
but
learned something new. I guess I shouldn't check up on people, or I just got to really feel this out per family, I guess.
don't be kind. It's your learning moment.
Rewind.
That's a
Yeah.
song,
I mean,
right?
she would have been pissed if you'd stayed in your office.
You're
That's a
showing
no-win.
you're showing your generation, Brady.
Don't be
Not
kind,
us, your
rewind.
generation.
Showing your generation. What is the age?
Believe-
What is the age difference? What did we just say?
I'm 39.
4 years,
Yeah.
Okay, and you're.
43.
You look good.
He does the eye
Tell me
craze.
Well, we
more.
go to the spa, the med spa, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking that there's a very obvious technological difference between us. Printers mysteriously don't work around Brady.
No.
They work great with me. I don't know. I just right click on
I'm
something
saying,
and
It's not because I don't know how to
Well,
work
do you
that. It's the
turn it off and
technology
turn it
doesn't.
back on again?
Yeah, we try all that.
I don't
We
know.
try all that.
Does it work?
I don't
And
know.
it doesn't.
But they always seem to have to remind you of that.
The IT department
That's
is
for your generation.
always. They're like, oh, it shouldn't be doing that. And I go, yeah, I know.
I know. That's what you're here for.
That's
what
what you're
it's
here
called IT for.
Well, I'll admit, when he does come over to my place and then things stop working, I'm like, okay, you got like a weird
Can you
aura.
just
Energy.
step outside?
It's
Your energy
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
blocking my internet right now. I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
My last iPhone took it into the iPhone store, and I was like, okay, well, tell me what's wrong with it. And they're like, I don't know. We're gonna have to get a new one.
That Generation X aura. Wait, what is the generation? What generation? are
We're
you?
X.
Okay,
Yeah.
X, yeah.
I think I'm the
Like
oldest.
Limp Bizkit. I actually, like the Limp Bizkit songs.
That's an awesome segue. Yes, yes.
Like Limp
I did
Bizkit.
it all for the Nookie. Nookie, remember that?
Well, he has a Generation X song, and I was always like, yeah, that's me. And then, I guess the media told me I'm a millennial, so I don't know what's happening.
You're an older millennial. Okay, so Kelly had some, you just met these guys today. You had some fun questions.
Yeah, no, let's talk about, how you guys met and, your current lifestyle and, living situation. The whole enchilada.
Tell us your secrets.
Yeah.
the secrets.
Where's that? Yeah.
To long relationship.
No, but your meat story is great.
We met, and you could please chime in too if you want to. We met going out to, there was some pretty popular gay bars that were here for a long time. There was the Cabaret, which some of the OGs, some of the old gays, the OGs, will remember. The Cabaret and the Dixie Belle. Now the DB,
yeah.
And I never got on board with DB when it was in the main Street one,
the old version, which
turned into a great bar by the Manifesto. Yeah,
but
that was the old Dixie Belle.
Before,
no way.
Yeah.
Dixie Belle, or AKA the Dirty Booty.
The Dirty Booty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see a lot of booties that were not?
Naturally, that's where we met, and isn't that just the most beautiful?
It's so cool.
So.
About the first time we met.
That's the story I want. Yeah,
I don't know how Brady was even paying attention to me, but Brady was one of those people, you'd pre-drink at 11, you'd go out at midnight, you're out, which is ridiculous sounding right now, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we'd get there at midnight, and then you walk around, you wear your sassy shirt that says something funny on it. I had a shirt that said, I heart my penis, just...
Or something super simple, like slut.
Yeah.
Just
keeping it simple. And
with the nipples cut out, of course.
The nipples were missing on it?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
So, cutting edge. You got to be cutting edge.
So classy.
So you got to stand out.
Awesome.
So it was kind of routine. I only went out on the weekends. I was also underage. I was also 20, so I didn't have a legitimate ID. So, but back then, I was, super young, skinny, and you could kind of get past the door in some way or another. I always
have
had
to
somebody
rub yourself somewhere.
Yeah, just gotta just grind on something.
Yeah. I could usually lower the top, but you probably just
just got a coffee grinder out just for a minute, and then you're in.
You gotta do what you gotta do to get where you want to be.
Yeah. Point A, meet point B.
That's right. That's all that matters.
But I always, towards the end of the night, there was always it was 2 or 3 guys that would always be up on the dance floor, just dancing their asses off. And Brady was one of those that was just you just routine. It'd be 1:30. Brady would be up there with his shirt off.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. And it was never really, maybe he was dancing with other people. I always just was that one's mine. So
we need to go to the club with these guys.
Yeah. Does it open at 9 though?
Yeah, because I can't hang out.
It's not around. It's not around now.
not
but
that time.
You'd have to go to Missy B's or something.
Can we start at 3?
Yeah.
But Brady was one of those guys. He was one of the 3 guys there that had this 6-pack that you could literally grab hit the 6-pack if you wanted to. And I was always just
so hot.
I was always just that's what I'm going for. So
it's been a little while since then.
It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. But I always was just it's really funny to put somebody on your radar and go for it and go get it.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
It's a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. That's what I want. I'm going to have it. When I get it, I'm great. And then I go.
It's I want it. And I went and it was just one of those. That's a confidence booster too. To
double
be
chocolate
I'm going to go get it and you get it.
Oh, you know what? I really shouldn't have. But
I
got it.
But I got it.
But Brady was one of those guys where he was doing that, and I just was I'm going out on the dance floor, and I'm just going to go dance with him. And so we would dance, and we had rhythm. We had.
Oh.
Have you ever danced with somebody and just shh?
No, white men can't dance. White straight men can't dance.
Yeah. Well.
No. Well, he might have ended up being gay. I don't know.
Okay.
Where you were like, yeah, this is it.
This is
No,
it, yeah.
Gay tendencies.
Yeah.
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 But there was something to it, and we and in the beginning we would kind of talk, and then we left that for that first time dancing together, and I gave him my number, and I had to drive. I had a guy that would take me from Leavenworth, like it was like a 50-minute drive, and so every night it was like Friday you go to the cabaret, or you go to the cabaret or Dixie Belle on Friday, the cabaret on Saturday and Sunday. That's like what our routine was for a while there for a minute for me.
Yeah.
When I only went out on the weekends, didn't drink didn't do anything crazy in the middle of the week. Just literally would just wait for the weekend and then you just hit it.
But I'm gonna stop you for a hot minute because going out on a Sunday night is that's a little scandal. Like I'm in bed ready for.
Oh, not when you're in your
Ready to
20s.
Yeah.
Not when
It's
you're
the
in your
40
20s working
no.
in the restaurant industry. You're.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
restaurant industry people are partiers. They'll.
Mhm.
You get done with your shift, you got cash in your apron, and you're going to the bar afterwards with your friends.
Yeah.
You know.
On a Sunday night, baby.
But I had multiple jobs. I was like UPS. I worked at a restaurant, and then I'd basically work all throughout the week, and then like the weekends I would just.
So
No.
who hit on who first?
I think it was me on you. Like I hunted you down,
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
didn't I?
Did you feel chased? Did you make him work for it?
Oh, I did.
I
Love
don't.
that about you. That's why we're kindred
Did
spirits.
you make me work?
That's
for
why we're kindred spirits. Yeah. Because if you're gonna play that game, yeah. Like?
So okay. So basically, I would go home and on a Friday night, and I gave him my number, and basically we would be talking all the way home. My friend driving would just be like, I'm just gonna sit here and
He wanted
silence
your
and drive us home.
Yeah.
And we would drive all the way home, and we'd talk all the way there, all the way back, and then we wouldn't talk at all throughout the week because it was like 5 cents a text message back then. Okay, because that could get
You
$400
had to wait till 9
real
o'clock
fast.
to call,
on
so
site.
you get free calling.
I
Yeah,
forgot
cellular
about
one.
that. Oh God.
Cellular One giving me $400 cell phone bills back in the day, and it was no thing because I didn't have anything else to pay.
Yeah, there was no $45 a month plans from
So-
T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Like even if somebody texted you, it was 5 cents. You're just like, oh my, it added up after a
Like, I
little
don't
bit.
want to talk to any of these bitches. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
block.
That's right.
Until the weekend.
But we would talk all the way back, and we literally did that probably for like a month or 2 months straight, where literally I was just like, hey, go in there with friends. You gonna be there? Cool. And then it would just be like, I'd be there, we dance, we talk for a while, we hang out, and then I go home.
Yeah, very atypical when it comes to
Yeah.
dating. Like, go out on.
We didn't go
on
to a
dates.
dinner.
It was you're always with people, and
Yeah.
so it was very different.
No Hallmark
That's-
Channel. No Hallmark.
No,
That's
no,
personally-
no.
Not
Yeah.
when every time I went out, I was coming home, I didn't know where my top was.
That's awesome.
I ran. Through
I've had that
so
problem
Because
much
he
many
put it in the back of
times
his
in my-
pants,
So
and
much
it would always
clothing.
come out
I
somewhere.
know.
Like he'd put it in his belt loop, and it would just fall out somewhere.
Yeah.
I had that many times back in the day. Where's my clothing?
Where's my
How
top?
Mardi
did it
Gras.
go?
Guys.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Just that was a whole new world. Yeah, I was like, sorry, I don't know where my clothing is, so I'm just gonna party naked.
This is happening now.
That's what it is. And back then there were not all these cameras. There was none of this TikTok
Mhm.
shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people who saw was people in the club.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's my style of dating too. Is like, I'm never like, let's go to this restaurant, you and me, and let's talk about our favorite color. I just don't. I can't do it. What's your favorite cookie? I don't care. Let's just hang out and like see what happens. And so every time I would like go on dates, it would always be like, even without Brady involved when he wasn't around, it would just be like, hey, where are we going? We're meeting here. Okay, I got 2 or 3 people there. Let's meet here. And that's how I dated. That's how I always done it. But it just I don't know. It worked out great with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, after a month and a half of that, I finally was like, let's seal the deal, And
Let's seal the deal.
Yeah.
I'm tired of working for this.
See how aggressive
Showed-
that was.
Super
he showed me where he
aggressive.
lived.
There was no fisting involved.
No,
Let's
I
go
did
grab-
punch. I did do a punching.
That's
In case anybody on the podcast didn't know, I did like a punching thing.
But it was all theatrical. No fisting involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
there were no gays involved in this.
Nobody was hurt.
Nobody was injured.
Oh God.
Oh my God, my cheeks hurt.
I know. Okay. We're only in the first story.
But But we were, after a while, like, I was over at his place every weekend. I lived in Leavenworth, and I was 20, I was 20, I believe.
I was like, you started at 20, so we digressed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it was right there.
Like
Share,
It's-
we turn back
That's
time.
why you're okay with me enjoying
Return
younger
back
men. That's because
Just
you're
like
like,
Cher,
I get
return
it.
back
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
And then all of a sudden I was like going home, grabbing some clothes, bringing them to Brady's. Before I knew it, I had my last batch of clothes and just put it in my car. And my mom comes out and she's like, "Oh my God, my boy is moving out." And I was like, no, I'm not moving. What? Like,
Don't change this room into like a workout facility.
You didn't talk about me moving out.
Right.
And then I
must
was
be
like,
back.
and then I was like, well, wait a second. I don't have anything. I don't have any clothes here. I guess all my stuff's at Brady's. I don't really have a reason.
Oh.
So I kind of accidentally moved in with Brady.
Sort of unplanned.
Mhm.
Did you know about it?
Did you realize you
happened
moved in?
slowly enough that, you know, it starts with those little pieces, and then you sort of get used to them sitting around,
Yeah.
and then there's just more
Very
Just-
strategic
shows
with
up.
it. It's
Okay.
very
But-
gradual.
but-
until you're
here's the
living
thing
together.
too.
You're like, when did that
When are you going home?
happen?
Why are you getting mail here?
I'm here. But you have to picture this too. Brady was able to capture all my love, even with just a house with just a CD player on the ground and a 12-inch TV in his room. He won from a McDonald's ad.
No way.
I mean, do you know anybody who won anything from one of
No.
those stupid
From like
McDonald's
Monopoly.
I
games?
know.
From like the Monopoly.
Great.
I want to hear you got it from Monopoly back in the day.
Yes. Yeah,
Of a
instead of
cheeseburger?
free TV,
Oh.
yeah, you get those little peel off things.
Yeah.
And I was like, what does that mean? It says you won. And they're like, you won? And I go, well, what does that mean, though?
What do I get?
Does it come with a side of fries?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll take my TV and
So-
fries, please.
And
They're
extra
like,
ketchup,
so-
please.
Yeah. It's like, you won a TV. And I was like, okay, but does it,
How do I
what
get
do I
this?
get?
With
They go, it's a TV.
Do you want me to pull around back where you load the burgers? Or are you going to put that sucker
Yeah.
in my
Like,
car?
so do we do it in the drive-through? Or like, how
Yeah.
do it, yeah.
How does
do you
this
just,
work?
How do we
yeah.
transact? Yeah, I think it came in the mail or
They
something.
mailed you a TV. That's awesome.
I think it had a VCR built into it too,
Oh.
didn't it? Real
Maybe.
fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real fancy.
Watch your porn
fans.
and didn't have to like hook
It
anything
was
up.
amazing.
But it was literally just bed, CD player in the living room, no furniture yet. This is like the very beginning of like our adult life when we were
And just
You know,
pants
some-
because he lost all of his shirts.
just
Yes,
pants.
just pants.
And we're talking like the Britney Spears pants where the top belt loops were cut off, so it's a little more lower than usual.
So did you show the
Yeah.
man thing? The like you had your divot, like
Oh,
you had the
yeah, like
abs.
the-
You had
Uh-huh.
What do you
Yeah,
call
the
that?
V.
Yeah,
The
is that the
V, yeah.
V?
The
Yeah.
V. I even had the veins.
Mm.
Like there was zero body fat.
I haven't seen that in decades.
Yeah.
I was wrapped
Out of
around
men
the
that-
finger.
Me either.
It's like I've not seen that in a long
How,
time.
like, did you, and you drank too with a body like that? Like,
yeah.
how did you maintain that?
He didn't eat.
Yeah.
He would
Oh,
wake
there
up
was-
and do
yeah.
sit-ups. Like I'd wake up and like roll over, and he'd be like,
Oh,
That was all for
serious.
you.
Serious.
That was for you.
Yeah. Anything like
Shock.
600 crunches a day,
What?
every day.
Ow.
Did you
Why?
Oh yeah.
Because he wanted to pick up
All
hot
of it.
guys like
Yeah,
Devin.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
I bet you're gonna dance at
I've
the
never
club.
been that motivated.
Gotta make sacrifices.
That's true. Life is all about sacrifices. So that was it. You were like, okay, so you've moved
So I
in.
kind of accidentally moved in with them.
Yes.
And we were
Which is a learning curve in your early 20s.
Oh God, yes. That's how I got married. I
Because
was
that's
like, oh.
those are sort of your development years,
Yes.
or I think.
Oh,
I think
100%.
you're right. I think you're right.
And we're
yeah.
and our hormones are still going with being in our 20s. Brady, you know, looking back on it, how much we've learned. Brady was crazy with Brady was a clean freak. If I left a cup next to the sink, he would like just bite my head off.
Yeah.
And I was one of those people that are like, I just want to dirty one glass for the day and just keep drinking from it. I don't need to dirty 6 glasses. Him, it was like you take a sip, you put it in the dishwasher. You know, it was like, so definitely living with each other is a whole nother experience. I was a little crazy too. I had my moments where I was just like, he would get mad at me, and I'd be like, you know what? You get mad at me, I ain't talking to you for like, you know.
Silent treatment.
Which now we know is not healthy, right?
Which
Yeah.
we
Not
did not
healthy.
understand
So,
how
looking back,
like
it's
that
stupid.
communication between each other. It's you know, both verbal and physical. Both send different signals. So the silent treatment was a very passive aggressive way to punish me, and oh man, that was a hot button for me. Like,
and I knew it riled him up, so
So
it
you
was.
just did it.
But now I look back on it, I'm like, it's just so stupid.
yeah,
you know.
changed so much.
We all have those moments
Yeah.
though of idiot. You think back and you're like, God, I was such an idiot. And at the
Mhm.
time,
Yeah.
I thought I knew it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
But at the
and-
time, you did know it all. So like.
So yeah, so there you go. We're in the philosophy. But at the time, I did know it all.
Yeah. Well, and
Perfectly rationalized.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you could jump in because I don't know really how this kind of came together, but we were together for about 3 years, and we finally came to a point where I was like, I need to move out, and I moved in with a lesbian from my restaurant job. Me and her were besties at work, and I thought the separation would be easy, would make it a little better, like make us kind of have the connection again where we really want to be around each other. And we just kind of, I think we kind of, I don't know where it really, we got in one big argument one time and we kind of separated, and I kind of was like, let's just take a break. And we actually broke up after 3 years. And so we broke up for a while. We still talked. He's still my movie buddy. Like, nobody I ever really meet wants to go to movie theaters and watch movies. He was always like somebody that was really easy to go see movies with.
Brady's the best to go see movies. We've
I
done
know.
it so many times. Honey.
Yeah, he
he's
was my movie buddy.
Just
And
don't
nobody-
let him drive, but yeah.
Don't let him drive.
Don't let him drive. You want a ride of your life? Go get in the
He's
car.
for
It is
the podcast. He's a terrible driver. So there you
Stop signs
we'll
are
summarize
optional.
that quickly.
You're just sort of, he's like, oh, and you're like, shit.
Laws are mere suggestions. Don't worry, everybody's gonna be fine.
He's obviously still here, but you will have the ride of your life.
But I always found that interesting. Nobody wants to see movie. Like, I thought nobody really ever wanted to. None of my friends wanted to go to movie theaters. The ones that did would be like falling asleep, and I'm just like, and it's like an action movie with explosions, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
I
You
know.
know.
I know.
I love scary movies, so that's really hard to get people to go see movies with you to see. So even though Brady introduced me to, The Ring, he brought me to The Ring. I thought it was a rom-com wedding
You
movie,
thought-
and he brought me to see that, and the lady falls out of the closet with her mouth open, and I was like, what the hell are we watching?
What in the sevens?
I thought this
I
was...
need to get out of here.
Well, and even the beginning was like, when they're like 7 days and all that, doing all that, I was just literally like, this isn't a rom-com. I don't know what we're getting at here. And so the girl
No hand
dies.
jobs in the AMC.
Yeah,
which is-
That's another story.
Like, we're into
That's
the
a totally
storyline on
different
this
story.
one.
Aeon Flux.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Such a good movie,
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Good times.
But it was always hard to find a movie buddy. But he ended up dating people. I was on the market dating. I randomly dated a few people, and one stuck. And I actually was with him for 9.5 years.
Which is wild to me. When you told me that, I was like, holy.
Mhm.
Wait, so in between.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow.
Then and now, yeah.
I was with him for 9.5 years, and I don't know. It was just one of those things where it just hit like these, like all of a sudden across 4 months of the end of our relationship, it just kind of was like I didn't know who he was anymore. We had totally different interests. It was like two strangers in a room. It was just really strange. But and that's summarizing it quickly. But really after that ended, and like I just flat out went and told Brady, and he scooped me right back up. We were right back at it. It was like we went and saw a movie, and then we didn't even talk about it. We just kind of were seeing each other every day again, right?
And that, you guys have been together now how long?
Another 3 years. So
Yeah.
now it's been a total of maybe more than that, maybe
So
more than 3 years.
You would have been in late 30s.
Yeah.
Right?
So now
Yeah.
total, we've been
30s,
together
yeah.
7 years
Yeah.
across a major relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we kind of came back and found each other again. And now we're way more mature,
Yeah.
I feel like. I'm not acting all crazy, you know. I was being rational, okay? That was for hormone me back in the day.
But it's funny
I
though.
was justified.
Yeah, but you know what you said to me?
Absolutely.
You were absolutely justified because we all are horny in our 20s. Whether you act on it or not, you're horny. Just saying.
Yeah.
Especially boys. Like men are hornier in their 20s than I'm gonna tell you what,
Oh,
my sex
yeah.
drive over 40 has been
Mhm.
out of control, but that's a different conversation.
Mhm. But we've been together for
Okay.
7 years
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
So it's a much more mature relationship. We have our own groups of friends.
You don't technically live together,
Right.
but you might one
Yeah.
day.
So one part of this that I think that is a good aspect
Yeah.
is that we do have our own separate spaces. It's kind of by accident, to be honest, because we always, I think I'm the one that pushes moving in more than anything. Brady's the type that's like, if he likes something, and he'll just kind of stay quiet about it. You'll be like, hey, can I move in? And he'll be like, yeah, that's great. You're just like, you don't really have the moment where you're like, I'm really happy with how things are now. So that's, that's not Brady's style. So
He plays it cool.
so there's sometimes where I'm like, okay, so when are we're going to move in?
Divert, distraction.
Divert and distract. I'm on to him.
You know.
After 7 years, I'm on to him.
Show me that game, Gods of War.
It must be great. You're up until 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. You're like, what were we talking about?
Yeah, forget about
Are you
moving in.
hungry?
Let's talk about my game.
Can I take you to dinner?
Yeah, buy me a $200 dinner, and that's I'm just like, okay, I'm happy with our
That's it.
arrangement.
Bottle of Chardonnay, it's fine. So you're more of the let's maybe take the next step.
I am actually I'm for the sake of I'm thinking we're both paying two different things of rent.
Yeah.
We're paying he's over at my place anyway a lot of times. So I do have a moment where I'm like, we need to consolidate. Like we're spending a lot of money
Yeah,
to
expenses, that's rational.
like we could be So, but there is the positive aspect is we have our own spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is a much more I've missed the gauging of designing a house and putting up the right colors and arranging my furniture a certain way. A lot of the stuff, how my place is set up, is I saw it set up at Nebraska Furniture Mart that way. So that's how I'm going to do it in my living room.
You have the little
And it looks
picture, you're like,
wonderful.
is that what that looks like? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Pinterest. Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks wonderful. But believe me, before I got this living room set, I had a leather couch that was brown that had a hole in one of the seats because the leather was wearing away.
It's gotta go.
And
Yeah. And he was like, but this is expensive. And I said,
it's
one
real
point,
leather.
It was, but
It's
I think
real
it's
leather.
done.
I got it from my rich friend.
It's done.
It's
It's
over.
dead.
She was getting it out of her den or something, and I was
Is that
like,
your
"I'll get a
lesbian
U-Haul and
friend?
get it."
Yeah.
No. She was dating a guy that was lived on an 18th floor plaza condo, and yeah, she would like come in and tell him how to spend his money. So I got some things out of that.
But you know what? That's the thing. Like, because I can't, and I know this isn't about me, but it kind of is going to be for a minute. I've told all of you offline, I cannot see myself sharing my space with somebody else ever again. And I know people, it's so funny because after you've been divorced, people go, oh, you say that now, you'll change your mind. And I'm like, I don't think so. Because I like my stuff and I like my privacy.
Right.
And I like if you guys were going to be here 2 days from now, the front porch should be full of shit I've ordered. I don't want anybody to tell me I can't do that.
We saw the boxes.
Yeah. It is
We saw the recycle bin.
holiday. That's right. It is the holidays.
Yeah.
Well, the neighbor commented
Girl.
on that. He's like,
Oh,
you
we'll
what
blame
are
it
you
on the
doing?
Okay, so but that's the thing is like finding the right person if you want
True.
to share that space with. Like that doesn't give a shit about any of that. That just accepts you for you. That isn't going to come in and want to change everything necessarily.
If I could find that, sure.
Yeah.
My belief in that is minimal.
Then I think you
Well, there's compromise
Yeah.
too. Brady
Yeah.
might not like this dish next to his sink and stuff, but he knows that I like to just use the same glass all day, and he compromises. You know, that's part of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where you don't get an eye twitch from it anymore because you're a lot more mature about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Picking your battles.
Yeah, exactly.
Picking
Exactly.
your battles.
But I know what you're saying about it's your space. There's a part where, you know, I've moved in with people where I'm entering their space,
Mhm.
and there's a learning curve, even just with a best friend,
Right.
where I've had friendships on the line, because maybe they're dirtier than what I would like,
Mhm.
or maybe they like to party until 3 a.m, and I don't like that.
Mhm.
And so it's one of those things where you got to find like a compromise where you're good with it, because sometimes you'll sync up with somebody just like you, though, where they are clean freak and I'm a clean freak and the place is spotless all the
Yeah.
time. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, but there's always going to be something in a relationship. You're always going to be able to find something. I almost feel like there's going to be something that you will find that you'll get honed in on by accident, where if they do leave that dish out, but everything about them is wonderful, and you have movie nights and you're laughing all the time, but that one glass,
Motherfucker,
Yeah, it
put
really
that thing in the
sticks.
dishwasher
Get that
now.
get that thing in the dishwasher right now.
I'm gonna throw it away.
Yeah. I've had that conversation with roommates too before, where it's like, if this friendship's going to continue, you're going to have to move out. And that actually happened to me. Like he drove me crazy because he would take naps on the living room couch, and you'd have to kind of come in and be like,
Oh, you have to be quiet.
and sneak past, you know, and that
Yeah.
drove me nuts. I'm
Well,
like,
but
just
did
go to
you-
your room and
Yeah.
take a nap.
Because here's the deal: if you make the conscious decision to take a nap on the sofa, you should know that other people are going to come in.
And
Like
then you
that
get
really-
mad.
There
And then you
are
get mad when somebody
consequences.
wakes you
Yeah.
up. And
Yeah.
that was the thing too. He would get mad when you woke him up, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't even
Well,
like.
he's-
But you're in a
Sounds like a
public
dick,
space,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
kind of a dick.
Like, am I
thing.
supposed to rappel down the building out my window?
Right.
Is that how this is supposed to go? Because I didn't sign that
Spider-Man,
agreement.
Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, like,
Zip lining
right?
down.
But that was something where I was like, oh my god, I got to get out of here because this is. But
because this is some bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but literally, I had a conversation with him where I was like, okay, I'll you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I found a studio. This was, you know, when I was in my 20s too. I found a studio. I already put a security deposit. He literally was like, we had the conversation, and literally the very next day I had a security deposit down and ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, got a place, gonna be out by the end of the month. And literally he pulled me to the side and was like, please don't go. I'm sorry. I didn't. And we had that conversation. It's kind of, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, he was like, please don't go. And I was like, well, I could try if we could still be friends and still do this. And after that, we didn't have any problems. It was like, it's like we got over a hill somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Like you address
I
the
could s-
problem, you both acknowledge
Uh-huh.
it, and then
Yeah.
you can move past it.
and you move past it.
Yeah,
And it's
Communication.
Oh,
there. Yeah.
a
Who'd
whole
have
thing.
thunk,
Yeah,
right?
weird.
Who'd have thunk? But
Your mom has friends. Kelly's mom has friends who are married but live separately, which I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell,
I think-
even like my first house, the lady that lived across the street, she would always talk about her husband. I'm like, I've never seen him. She goes, he lives in a different house. I'm like, oh, all right.
Rock and
Mhm.
roll.
Mm-hmm.
Can I
Right.
still buy your couch?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I think? I think even if you live together, I think we should normalize being in separate bedrooms. I think
Agreed.
I think that's something that could be normalized.
Agreed.
Because there's something to having your own, even if you're living together, even that is simple
Mm-hmm.
and can make you feel good, you know, because it's your own space, and you could visit each other as you'd like.
Well,
But instead, well,
I would say intimacy is more than sex. So I think that society has said in order for you to be intimate, you have to be in the same sleep
yeah.
space. Which
Well,
is not
and
true.
yeah, and people that do live in either separate spaces or separate houses, like it's almost hidden because you don't want your friends or
Mhm.
people to think like, oh, something must be wrong.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
there must be a problem.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's not the case. It's just
No,
the
I
fact
just
that,
want
like,
30 pillows on my bed.
Right.
I
It
do.
works-
And I want to buy the sofa I fucking want.
Right.
I want
It
a
works
body
better
pillow and
in
30
that
pillows on my
situation.
bed.
Like every
And I have
every
30.
couple
I
has
said it.
every couple has their different norm.
Yeah,
True.
So a societal norm is something that is, I think, an antiquated notion
Mhm.
Totally
because
Totally agree.
you know it says that you have to have this is the perfect family dynamic. You live in the same house. You live in the same. You're in the same bedroom. You've got 2 kids. You've got
A dog.
all this
Yeah.
all this stuff. But that doesn't work for everybody.
Hmm.
And I think that having some space to yourself is healthy. Some time to yourself is also healthy.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, Brady and I joke around that we should just get a duplex and be in one side of the duplex on the other, or get a house.
Well, I like to have
Well, we talked about you guys buying the one around the corner, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can all be
And-
together.
and
pretty
East-
ingenious.
and that's
East and
fabulous.
West Wing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
we
then
were
you
like-
meet in the middle.
Yeah.
I tried to
That's
sound
where
like I'm
you hang
rich.
out.
Yeah, I always try to sound like I'm rich. I'm like, Brady and I are working on getting a house with a East and West Wing, 2 separate kitchens, and maybe we'll meet in the kitchen once a week, you know?
I'm telling
Maybe
you,
cook something together.
Somebody buy the first one over here, then somebody can buy the second one. I'm here. We can have like a little
So
neighborhood.
you can have a compound.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A compound.
Street parties all the time.
Yeah. What's
Hey.
the first thing you think of when you think compound?
God, like, what's his name? David Koresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole
Colts.
Colts.
I need 6 husbands first before I start doing all that.
Which is so funny. So, okay, we're going to get a little scandalous now. Did you guys watch on Netflix the whole build a sex room situation? Have you watched that yet?
Oh, with
Not
the
yet.
older lady.
I haven't watched all
Isn't
of it.
that who kind of directs the whole thing?
Maybe. Help define older. Is she-
I've seen it. I've seen the cover of it, but I thought it was
Well,
like
42.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Older than Brady.
I
Yeah.
was thinking more almost like grandma
Just
age.
kidding.
Like,
It just seemed really
So there's
outside of the normal.
Well, so I was so surprised Netflix put this out. So it's a designer who like goes to these like different
oh,
sexual oriented people and they create sex rooms, right? And this
Okay.
one group of people, there's a woman and there's multiple men, and she has all these requests for her sex room. And her sex room has to have a drain
oh,
because she wants all, like, I think she has 5 or 6 husbands, quote unquote. She wants them to all come on her face at once, but
Oh.
she needs a drain. And I'm like, she put that on Netflix.
So she
Like,
can hose herself
get a,
down.
Yeah.
a bukkake.
Well, first of all, if you come in my face, you're gonna I'm gonna walk you to the door. Especially if you come without telling me that's what you're gonna do. It's been tried
You
before,
gotta
and I'm
sort
like,
that out beforehand.
we need a warning
Yeah,
shot. Like,
I was gonna say, in the spur of the moment,
God, I
that's
was
a lot
with
to
this
sort through.
Englishman in some hotel room in Chicago, and I saw it coming, and I grabbed the pillow. I was like, no.
You blocked it with a pillow. You pillow fought the cum shot.
You
Well,
literally cock blocked him.
I did. I was like, no. I just got my hair done.
I just got a blowout.
She's gonna blow out. No. You know how much this was? All that shit in my face.
Oh my god.
But I'm like, I need a little bit. I don't necessarily need like a contract, but a little whisper in there. By the way, babe, I'm gonna come here. Fit great, or it's gonna be a no, not today. Like, need to have
Nope, hold it in.
Not today. Not today,
If
son.
we're having sex at 3:00 in the afternoon, you should assume I have places to be afterwards. Not shoot your shit in my face at 3:30. So
Now, what about
That's fair.
What about here?
that's where the
Can we go-
conversation, the communication would have been epic,
Okay.
right? Because I would have said, sure. That's easier to clean up than
Yeah,
if
you
you're
just
putting
wipe
my
that,
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. God, anyway. But can you imagine like 6 people doing? I mean, and
You
girlfriend
need
put
a drain in your sex room.
it
That's
on
pretty rough.
Netflix. I'm like,
Like,
wow,
I'm gonna
talk about-
power wash every one of you.
Yeah.
fuckers.
I mean, so we go from
That's my
extreme-
kink, is power washing. Power washing.
So then I'm like, we go from not talking about this to like full on like this is the extreme. There's no middle version here, right? In this
Yeah.
story. We're creating a
We're
room,
not
right?
talking about the fact that she has 6 husbands.
Oh, right. We're talking about the cum on her face. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the drain.
That quickly goes by the wayside.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait,
That's
6
normal.
husbands. That's right. Oh,
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
So this isn't a 50 Shades of Grey kind of
This is like
red room or
reality. Like you guys have to watch this. And I've only
It's
watched
like HGTV Plus.
Netflix
Oh.
After Dark.
whatever. Yeah. Did you get inspired? Did one stand out to you where you were
My
like,
section
yes?
would be so boring. Like, I'm so vanilla. I like a white
A good
man.
missionary pounding.
I do like to be pounded, but I mean, I like to switch it up. But I don't know if I could have a full room dedicated to sex.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Intense.
Think about the room we're in
How
right
But
would
now.
if
how
I
would
did,
you
it would need
resell
to be
that?
like secret, like, you know, Lion Witch in the Wardrobe style, like where you
Yeah.
walk through.
Oh, like it's a pantry, a hidden
Yes.
pantry. It's a whole shelving unit
Yeah.
that swings out,
Yeah.
and you're like,
you have
oh.
to earn your way into the room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, we just
Gotcha.
can't open double doors and
No.
Now, how do you
No,
think
buy
a
me a
real estate?
necklace and we'll go in the room.
Yeah.
How do
pearl
you
one.
think? How do you think a real estate agent would resell that house, though?
You don't tell them about it, and they have to find it on their own.
They just
How
find
are you-
it on their
How
own.
are you gonna write a mortgage for that? And
I
we're gonna
would
give us
die.
$20,000 for the sex room.
I would be excited. I'd be like, oh my God, there's a hidden sex room in the house that we just bought.
And then I would go, I'm gonna need a cleaning crew.
Yeah.
So last time these guys were over for dinner, we were talking, and I was making the comment about how I was trying to. I'm like, I know I need to be more social, but at the end of the day, Brady and I are very kindred spirits. Like, you know me, Kelly. I can sit at home with the dog, work, watch TV, read a book. Like, I don't necessarily need to go out and do that, but I also know that I probably do need to be
You
more
do.
social, right,
Mhm.
for my
Yeah.
mental health.
You do.
So,
Yeah.
do you remember what you told me, Devin? Listen to what this guy tells me on how to be more social. Do you remember what you said to me?
I don't.
He goes, you know what you need to do? He goes, you need to just go to a bar and sit down. And he's
And
like,
play with your hair
And
and,
play with-
do a hair flip and just sit there and just kind of look at your phone every once in a while, but just sit there and look across the bar. And I guarantee you.
then he goes,
Now we have
Here's-
problems.
here's
There
what
are
I'm
problems that
imagining, like,
arise from
Hair
this.
just
Then he-
flying,
then he goes,
like whipping
Helicopter-
around.
helicopter
You're like,
your hair
too much,
around.
too far, Al, too
too
far.
much stretch.
I'm saying like tuck your hair behind your ear and just be like,
So then he goes, can you see me doing that move, right? So then he goes, the last time I was at, and he, what was it, Buddies? Or like some
God no.
And he goes,
No offense to
I
buddies
was
and
trying to
people
meet.
like buddies.
I was trying to meet people, and I was at the bar, and he goes, "Wait a minute." He's like, "Don't go do that." He says, "You're gonna meet a lot of weird people."
I was like, now
Just-
that I
He was like,
Take it
hold on.
back.
I was like, oh, "Let's rethink this. That's not a good
well,
strategy."
you have to have an exit strategy, and that's where the problems arise. Is where you just do it, and then somebody's trying to just fly at you, and you're just like, "This is like real life.
Like-
you can't swipe them away."
Like the Romeo and Michelle high school reunion, classic. I cut my foot earlier
Uh-huh.
and my shoe was filling up with blood, and then
And
just
then you
sort
walk
of
off.
I'm out.
like slag off.
This is
you know.
me. I'm done. Goodbye. And
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
know.
"What?"
I know. You would be like,
Yes, and I gotta go. I've definitely
Yeah.
done that.
See,
See,
there
I
are
would get
problems with
stuck.
that,
I would get stuck.
but
Because I don't know-
because you're
I don't know how
nicer
to
than
stop.
I am. I just don't.
Yeah,
know.
I would
I'm
have
like-
just something so unrealistic that they'd just be like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Like we make up like a story,
Like-
like a.
Like, okay,
I-
you're the weird one.
Yeah.
But I
And they
think
peace out.
But I think the point of that is you're going to surprise yourself because you're going to people will approach you and will try to chat with you.
The people.
Now, whether you want
Yeah.
to partake in that is the hard part where you have to have an exit strategy. But I think that is an interesting thing where you will find yourself where people are approaching you. It makes you feel good too that people see you from across the bar and want to have a chat with you.
But does it? Because the quality of the approacher.
Now, where are you going
Yeah.
though? Are we talking about a quick trip sitting on the bench out front? Or are
No.
we...
no, but we need to get to that. 'Cause did I ever tell? That was like I went out and had dinner with these guys, and so you got to tell. Brady does a great job of it. For Valentine's Day, Brady didn't get on his job, and so Devin's like, "Dude, where are we going? Where are we going?" Brady's like, I got it," and so I'll let you
Like the
pick
day,
it up.
what was it? The day before?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
making Valentine's Day reservations. Like, where should we go? And I'm like, oh my god,
We're not going
we
anywhere.
ain't going anywhere.
So Brady, tell him what. Brady's like, I can get us in anywhere.
Anywhere.
And where did you
And
get
what-
the reservation? And Brady's like, I got this. They don't know
Yeah.
who I am. I will
Yeah.
make a reservation.
Yeah.
And the only thing
I do get really overconfident.
I love that about you.
Tons of unearned confidence about getting reservations to places.
I love
He
that.
does do that.
Well,
He
I
does.
mean-
He's like, I'd get us in. He would get us into like comedy clubs in the first row, and he's done that a couple times. And he never tells me how. I assume it's some American Express Platinum
Situation.
Gold or something.
I just thought you were doing dirty things in a closet somewhere. Like, sweet. I'm
Combination.
not going to ask where those tickets came from, but I'm in.
Yeah. He's always good with that, but not the day before Valentine's Day. That's where I'm gonna.
That's a tough
where you're
one.
gonna-
You
That's
better
where
get
you're
those
gonna get called out.
reservations made now for next year.
That's where Quick Trip came from.
Yeah, you don't own Cerner or anything.
That's
It's
when you gotta get
like,
creative. Creative solutions.
What was I going to say? I was telling you. Oh, men over 45 in any place. I could go to expensive restaurant. I could go to a dive bar. None of them behave well. None of them know how to talk to an educated woman. Let's
We're
preface-
talking a nice restaurant.
That's what I'm saying. I can go down to J. Alex. I can go to Red Rock. I can go to. Now, granted, I'm not driving.
Have
to the
you
plaza
tried?
by myself?
Have you done it?
God, it's been forever. It's been a minute. You think I need to try it again?
Yeah. I mean, go even at the restaurant that we went to just recently, and Prairie Fire.
I thought that was awful. Did you like that restaurant?
I didn't. I mean,
I think you need to get out of the suburbs.
I will say when I do it in New York, it's usually a little bit more successful. Kansas City is a very interesting.
it ranks
single,
the lowest. It ranks
yeah.
the lowest on.
Yeah.
I went to a cocktail bar solo recently, and I got asked to move twice. 'Cause
Da-da-da.
So the complete
There's
opposite.
yeah.
Success. That's
Yeah.
what I call
Hi,
success.
is anybody else sitting
Yes.
here? Okay, I'm gonna take
I'm
a
like,
chair.
oh,
Thanks.
you want me to move away from your party?
Okay.
Perfect.
Yep.
Done. I didn't want to be here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Forgot about
using that chair you're sitting in? Can we have it for our 5th person at our
Yeah.
party?
Party
Thank
of one. For your party one.
You. You could stand at the bar, right?
That is
Yeah.
such a Midwest thing.
It is.
It-
It was. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It
You know,
was
you know
very
what?
sad.
My theory could be wrong.
Let's have it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, my theory with being at the bar and doing a hair twirl and everything, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Because it can also hurt your feelings when nobody approaches you and you get the opposite thing happening. Can I take that chair you're sitting in? You know, it's like,
Like I thought I looked cute too. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I
did
wasn't
look
there
cute.
to like pick up any. But I'm not gonna say no to a free drink either.
Well, you have a wedding ring on though.
But I mean, men don't pay attention to that. Straight men, I don't think
They don't.
Like,
But they
Yeah,
also.
I
I
don't
don't do
Yeah.
like no.
this
like,
was a
it's
new
not,
thing to
like-
me. Like, when I'm talking to girls, they'll be like, he had a ring on. I'm like, oh, he did? Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I don't.
So
I
yeah,
don't
no,
think
I
about
really
that.
don't think men pay attention to that at all. Like women, like it's like zero in, like all right, taken next, like
Mhm.
no,
Guilty. I do that.
yeah, and
You own it on rings. Oh, okay.
yeah.
I guess I just don't think about it. I mean, I'm not
But
on
I'm
the
like-
prowl either.
I'm not on
yeah.
the prowl, but I make a very quick judgment. Like ring, what shoes? Like what?
Not needed,
what
not
is
needed,
happening?
Not needed, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very quick call.
Patagonia vest.
Yeah, because we were at the bar a couple weeks ago. What was there? 3 of them lined up in the same
and
vest in different colors.
completely different groups of people.
Like,
Patagonia
did
vests.
they
I'm
all
just like, okay,
come
I
from,
don't
like-
have any style, but you know, is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
And I said that's why I'm single. That's what old men wear. That's why I like to look at
I
men
mean,
in
if
their
they're
30s.
coming straight from like harvesting Napa vineyards, I'm okay with
I
it.
don't think they were.
But
Do you guys think they'd been harvesting?
No.
no.
I'm gonna guess they can't stay hard for more than 2 minutes.
Oh,
That's the guess. That's
okay,
the
then you need to get out of the suburbs,
guess.
go downtown.
where are the guys with
Get a hotel
style? You know,
room.
I respect a guy with style.
Agreed.
So where are they at?
Not
Because
in
they're
Kansas
obviously
City.
thinking about how they're doing themselves up. So,
Not here.
Not in Lakewood.
see, I've been out of that pool for a while. So it's like,
I think also like
I'm like I'd be the worst to even get advice right now anyway.
well, but the thing is I do think there's something to my regular lady where she's like, you've got to get the energy out. She's like, right now you're like, no. You're like,
Yeah, if you have a wall
please.
up,
Yeah. She's like, and
like
that
people
is,
sense that.
Yeah.
Even if they're in tune with energy or not.
right. So
But
So that would be the most awkward thing. Can you guys just picture me going to a bar and trying to like have my energy aligned and be cute and flip my hair? It'd be a catastrophe. It'd be catastrophe. I'd be like, the fuck? Give me some vodka.
I think you'd surprise
Oh,
yourself.
I think I'm actually getting a little nervous even thinking about this.
no, okay, but you
My
need
stomach
to go,
hurts
you
just
know,
a
you
little
need
bit.
to go
I need a
That's
little
the
bit.
introvert.
With, like,
Yeah,
a
that is-
plan
That's
of
the
action.
introvert.
That
You
is-
need to go in knowing what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah. But
You're not going in looking for a long-term relationship, right?
no, that makes me nauseous. You know where I hang out a lot? Crate and Barrel. I don't think I'm gonna find a hot straight man at
well,
Crate and Barrel.
no, then yeah,
Probably
you're clearly
not.
in
No.
the wrong place.
Meeting people in Kansas City is really, it's just a different thing.
Well,
thing. again, I digressed, but going back earlier talking about having personal space and things like that. I remember the first time because I got married so young. I remember the first time I went to buy a couch on my own and didn't have to have anybody else's approval. And I was flabbergasted.
Mhm.
I was like, holy shit, I can have anything. Like, here's my price budget. Nebraska Furniture Mart back in the day.
And this is mine, and I chose it.
And then, it was like this moment of, it was like this independent sort of thing where it's like nobody can say no to me. There's nobody else's opinion I have to worry about. And that was so liberating for me.
So that translates into your sex life too.
True.
You don't need anybody else's opinion.
I'm not going to whore around.
No.
I mean, I might.
But if you want to,
I can.
that's your decision.
That's all your opinion.
That's what I want. Well, so this is what I was going to say earlier, and I forgot with Devin. Because when I first asked you guys to be on the podcast, Devin goes, I'm not your typical gay. And I was like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. You're just Devin to me. And he's like, well, I'm not your stereotypical, like, sleep with 3 or 4 people a week, do this, do that. And I was like, cool, I'm not your typical single lady. Because people think of me, that's immediately what they think of, right? Or they think that I am on the other end of the spectrum.
See, but people could pounce on that statement too about not being a typical gay that sleeps with. There's a lot of gay guys that are like that are homebodies that think having multiple hookups in one week is not something that is not something they would want to do. There's others, like, I think there's a way more like me than we will ever know, but it's the ones that are always, I think it's like the ones that are super active in the community, that are always at the bars, always,
It's a stereotype.
There's a stereotype
for both of us, right? Like,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just people are people. People are
Right.
going to be who they are going to be.
Mhm.
You got it.
And
Yeah.
men are
So-
men. Men are a little more sexual. Men are a little more. Who'd have thunk
I don't think I'm going to agree with that.
that men are
More sexual
more
than women?
sexual?
Mm-mm.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm. You do?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think that men.
Am I the
are
weirdo
more,
person with the
well,
sex drive?
no. I think women have a
No.
sex drive, but I think men are more free with just
Yeah.
how they
And
partake.
I think that truly comes down to nature because we have consequences
Truth.
associated
I
with
don't
our
know what
with
sexuality.
being pregnant.
Yeah.
And,
Well, now
and
we've got
having
like
to
all
be careful
these
with that.
crazy
Yeah.
government people who want me to consult a senator before I
Mhm.
do anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
So-
you know, one thing
Yeah.
that's always been interesting to me is somebody saying, if this isn't natural, then why is there a prostate in men's rear ends that feels good when you have
Yeah.
that kind of sex? Or why are lesbians that are women are emotional beings, why aren't 2 lesbians that are emotional beings that connect emotionally?
Yeah.
Why is that not natural?
Mhm.
So I thought that was kind of an interesting statement.
Yeah.
Like, why were we built that way?
Yeah.
Lesbians tend to be emotional beings. Pairing 2 of those up is something where you have a connection there.
Yeah.
Why if guys having sex and everything was just painful and miserable, then why would that?
Well, that's so.
It's a
What you're
physical.
talking about,
Yeah,
like,
the
that
physical
is
side of
that is human nature.
Mhm.
There is a nature to that. What has evolved from that is
Mhm.
all the society, like, I guess, stipulations and quote unquote norms that have been
Yeah.
put into that, and religion. Let's be honest.
Oh, it's
Mhm.
And
religion.
you
Yeah.
Oh,
take
100%.
all of that away.
Yeah.
All of it is natural
Mm-hmm.
because you're feeling your feelings,
Mhm.
and that's the base at being a
Well,
human being.
We place our own stigmas
Mm-hmm.
on things,
Mhm.
and so when people are projecting that onto other groups that they don't actively participate in
Mhm.
those things, they see it as, oh, that's not normal.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
Normal.
it's their normal.
Right.
It's our normal. It's your normal.
Mhm.
So
I thought for
everybody is different.
I agree. And I think that's the biggest thing, right? Like that definition of normal is so gray and it can
Mhm.
fluctuate in so many ways. Like people I've shared, I think, with all of you individually with my single ladiness, which is how this podcast and blog and everything came to fruition, being judged as somebody who doesn't want kids, who doesn't want to be married, who wants these things on her terms. It's very much constant thing. But it's fascinating to me because, especially around the holidays, and I think I've shared this with you guys, where people are like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, sleeping in, gonna watch the parade, take Sasha for a walk, probably have a little dinner. And they're like, wait a minute, you're doing that by yourself? And I'm like,
The gay pride parade, yes.
yeah, doing it all by myself. And people don't understand. They're like, you're okay with that? And they almost, there's a piece of a lot of people
What's
who
wrong with
Like,
that?
feel
Aw.
sorry for me. Yes, it's a feel like, yes.
And
They're
you
like,
go,
oh.
why am I getting that reaction?
And I shouldn't, because I'm extremely happy about
Yeah.
how that's going to be. There are people who are alone that don't want to be alone, right? But it's interesting to me that we immediately go to the, oh, poor thing. She's all by herself. No, poor thing. Like, I'm excited my phone's not going to ring. And I'm excited, like,
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yes.
some time alone without having to deal with anything else. It's an interesting...
Or there are other people that might
Yeah.
wish for that.
Right. Yeah, we've had that conversation many
Yeah.
times. But those societal norms are, I think I will always be fascinated by people and their abilities to judge based on only their experiences.
And their own
Mhm.
insecurities.
And,
I mean, that's
yeah.
what all it is, too.
Very much so. I think everybody should be required to travel. I think you should have to. I think one of the requirements when you graduate from high school, you should have to go to another country and learn that culture. Because when you bring those ideas back to your home, then you look at everything through a completely different lens, right? No matter where you go, you pick the country. If you're going to a third world country, God bless you. I'm not doing that. But if you go to like
But
cheers.
good luck.
Yeah, good luck. But if you go to, even if you're going to just England, or you go to Scotland, or you go to Greece, or you go to Spain, like Kelly went to Spain when she was younger, you see family and love and relationships and just how you figure yourself out in a different setting that you're not comfortable in. There's so much to be learned in that. And I think those come back, and then you go, okay, like, here's the deal. Love is love. If you can find love on your terms and you're happy, I could give a shit. Now, if you're killing puppies like Dr. Oz, I probably have a problem with that.
I don't even think that it's necessarily where people have to go to Europe and everything. I think they need to get out of these towns
Oh,
in
yeah.
western Kansas,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the middle of
Small-
nowhere.
Yes.
We're driving to go camping, and we're driving through these small towns, and I'm just like,
I
so
agree.
so what I'm saying is,
I agree.
you know, even growing up in Leavenworth, and my dad and my brother, they'd see like a gay pride parade on the news, and two guys giving a peck on the cheek or something. The first words out of their mouth was the F word, the other F word.
Oh,
And I would just be sitting there in the back, like, are we serious? Like, is this
is that happening?
is this how, like, to me, it was just like, it almost signals to me your IQ level is like just down here.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
like it's a huge, you know, whenever I hear that and somebody means it, if somebody says it and means it, I'm just like, dude, like, where you've got to be.
Yeah, no,
like,
it comes down to education.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But when my parents got a divorce, my dad and my brother, they moved to California, and guess what? Like, they don't, it's like they moved to California and were just like humbled really fast.
Obviously, yeah.
Like,
That's the
and,
state would do it.
you know, my dad constantly is just like,
Yes.
my dad's constantly like, no matter what, son, you know, I'll love you and all that. And I'm like, that's cute and all, but when we were growing up, I knew it was just, I think going to California, the point is, I think going to California was really good for them,
Yeah.
right? Now my brother is, I'm much closer to my brother than I ever was, because he got out of this small town mentality and realized there's a bigger world out there, and there's a bigger picture where, you know,
Yeah.
why even judge what other people are doing all the time?
Going around other people that don't think like them.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're driving through these small towns, I'm constantly looking at these little neighborhoods, that 3 or 4 houses that are, you know, half a mile apart and everything. And I'm like, what is everybody doing out here? We went to a couple stores. We
Making
went to
meth
a
and
cheese place.
fucking. That's what they do out there.
You know, we went to
Sorry.
what'd you say?
Making meth and fucking.
Oh, God.
That's what you do.
But I see them outside. You know, I see them outside just kind of sitting on their porch swings and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, it's just such a tiny world to them.
Mhm.
And the thing,
lack of experience.
Mhm.
and I don't know. I think if we could get them out, if you notice, like when we were doing if you notice the elections and stuff like we just recently had, look right at Kansas City, blue.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Then you go out into it's all dark red. Then you go to St. Louis, blue. It's like every city that has
like Columbia,
people.
Springfield, like
Yeah.
Blue.
I mean,
Where you
Springfield's
realize
like-
there's a
Yeah.
bigger world out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this little section of Western Kansas. I'm like, what is even in that little
Yeah.
square?
That's
over
how
there?
Jerry Moran's held on to that Senate seat
Yeah.
for decades.
Good
Yeah, so
Lord.
Kelly's got to go here in a minute. So do we
Yeah.
want to do confessions and obsessions? Do you have one? Have you...
So I accidentally work for a corporation now.
Confession.
Yeah.
How you feel
Yeah.
about that?
I no. Literally, I accidentally work for a corporation now because I didn't realize I was accepting the offer. I thought I was like acknowledging the fact that I received the offer letter. And no, I accepted the offer. And then they just started sending me all this
Okay,
stuff
here's
and
the paperwork.
things that I
Let's sign
needed to
up.
do.
We
And I'm
accept
just
this
like,
letter.
oh, this is a lot for just like saying like, hey, thanks for the offer. Like, I'm going to consider it. And yeah, no, so I work there now.
They own you,
Well.
baby. They own you. You
They
start in
tricked you.
2
They
weeks.
tricked me.
You feeling okay about it?
I am.
Yeah.
I am. It's a stepping stone.
It's a piece of the
not-
journey.
Yeah.
It's a
It's
good
not my
company.
dream job
It's a
by
piece.
any means, but
It's a big
gonna,
company. It's good. Yeah.
It's going to get me to where I need to go.
That's good. That's the
Yeah.
journey, right? That's
Yeah.
that's the gig. All right, who's next? Devin, Brady,
I can go.
go for it.
I'm going to go with confession.
Oh, let's have
Something
it.
we had discussed
Oh.
upstairs.
Oh.
No, it's
Okay.
not that tawdry.
Okay.
Oh.
But
Damn.
the funny thing with age, discovering the older you get, or the older I get, my ability to consume and manage the amount of alcohol
Yeah.
has dwindled substantially.
I hear you. I hear you.
Especially once hitting 40.
I hear you.
And people say, oh, yeah, 30 is when your metabolism
Yeah.
stops. Or 40, it just gets worse. And I think, no, that can't. Yeah, that's true. Because now, I mean, this is about my limit.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
We're
a
two.
couple-
Yeah,
A couple glasses of champagne,
it's over.
and I'm done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll be nursing a hangover for the
Mhm.
next 2 days. And they're vicious.
Well, my
and-
emotions are like all over.
Yeah, and the whole,
It's
like, what
like,
is that? Like, I feel anxious.
Yeah.
Like, the next
The
day,
world,
I can't
like,
think right. Like,
no.
it's
ridiculous.
just not even worth it.
I don't know what I'm doing, but it's the opposite for me. I don't get hangovers, and
He gets supercharged.
I
Fucking
can literally
partner.
drink. I could literally drink like one of those gigantic bottles of wine, and then some, and still be. Now
And drive
I
you
go
to the
through-
next party.
I don't think that's...
I don't. That's not something to be
particularly
proud of.
good.
That's the part that I'm like. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't get affected by
I
that.
would be in the hospital, I think.
I would die.
After
I drink tons
like
of
a big
water.
bottle.
Like even after I drink that, before bed, I drink tons of
So
water.
that's my problem. I forget to drink water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to balance
Like
it.
you
Yeah.
guys, part of the hangover is being dehydrated. I mean, like 80% of it. Like I
And
could.
then you just pee all night, so then you can't sleep.
Well, yeah, that's
Part
true.
of age.
So your confession is you can't drink like you used to.
Mhm.
You okay with that, or is it?
I
It's
am.
hard to stomach a little
know,
bit. Yeah.
Because before it was all about, getting tipsy and getting crazy. And now I just, I want to be in bed by 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I want to sleep longer than 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
those things, it's so trivial, but
Yeah.
it seems so important
I would agree.
now.
I would agree. agree.
So yeah, I'm
I
okay
know.
with it.
I hear you, Devin. What you got?
Is this like anything?
Uh-huh.
Like just
goes.
anything,
There's
not even
no-
related to
Anything goes.
So my obsession right now is God of War on PlayStation 5. I just, it is just so wonderful. I'm staying up until 3:30 in the morning. 3:30.
You're
3:30, baby.
you're not getting paid.
I'm not
He
getting
for
might
this.
be after this post. You never know.
Sony. I love the PlayStation 5.
He's saying all the keywords, all the buzzwords.
Yeah.
Give me a call. You know,
Yeah, I'm
I
available.
need that PlayStation VR 2 that's about to come out.
We're big in
I
Japan.
need to be on that list to pre-order that. But my God, I have not stayed up until 3:30 in the morning playing a video game since I was I don't even know.
Oh my god.
I might have had some Mario Kart nights.
I do love a good Mario Kart every once in a while. All right.
But God of War Ragnarok is rocking my world right now.
All right, so now it's my turn.
Okay, now over to you.
Yeah, confession
What
or
you got?
obsession?
What you got?
What do I have?
It's like we were talking about staying up late and
Confession or obsession?
Let's go with obsession.
Obsession?
Let's go with obsession.
My God, I am so obsessed with Henry Cavill.
Oh,
He's going to be Superman now, but he's also in the cute little Enola Holmes movie.
Is he going to be in another Superman movie?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
He is.
that.
And he's a nerd, so he's a gamer, Devin, and he likes to read.
oh yeah, Henry Cavill.
And so I go on the Instagram
Yes.
and I check him out
Yes.
regularly. And
Yes.
I'm like, he's so cute. He sometimes is the inspiration for my personal time.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
There you go. There it is. Obsessed with
Henry
Henry
Cavill.
Cavill. All right, you guys have to come back. This was too fun. Right, Kelly?
Yes.
We'll have to
Yeah,
figure it
thank you
out.
for having
Since
us.
she's
This
like a
was
corporate
fun.
America girl now, you gotta go. You ready? What are we gonna do? You gonna tell them bye? Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you so much. Bye from Devin.
Bye.
Bye.
Like a smartless Jason Bateman. Bye.